Hey there! Thanks for joining me in this video, where I'll be sharing how I added the first half of the upper deck and completed the main line for my model railway. But first, I had a bit of a hiccup and had to tear out track that I had installed just 24 hours before. Let's get started. In my last video, I changed my layout design and added a new 8-foot extension. This allowed me to add a second passenger station from Aldershot and helped ease one of the grades I had planned, originally moving trains from Union Station directly to the hidden staging. Adding Aldershot Station was really good, and I have included a 2% grade or 2.5% grade in Aldershot. And I realized that a consist of 4 to 5 passenger cars barely make it up that grade, or can make it comfortably up that grade. The Bathurst Fly Under, which is this area right here, is a 4.5 to 5% grade. I have spent the better part of the afternoon reshaping and regrading this so that it starts earlier than later, and it's now at about 3.25 to 3.5%. A few episodes back, I showed you how I installed infrared detectors to help locate trains in the hidden staging. These detectors work great until I tested the fit of the upper deck. The light color plywood activated the sensors, so I had to apply flat black spray paint to the underside of the upper deck to fix the issue. While setting up the platform, I was surprised that the tabletop was no longer level. The lower level was still straight, but the plywood towards the outer edge had warped, so I had to insert a few shims to make the tabletop level again. Once the tabletop was installed, I took my time to ensure the grade at the Bathurst Fly Under was level while connecting it to the upper deck. I sanded and honed each of the joints before installing the roadbed. I also used brown paper to bridge the gaps between some modules and prevent ballast loss. With the grade redone, I now have been able to attach the first half of the upper deck, and this is Union Station, or my version of Union Station, and this is the beginning of the Bathurst Fly Under. It descends really nicely now. I spent the good chunk of the week installing several lengths of roadbed using carpenter's glue and push pins, and allowed everything to dry before moving on to the next section. The roadbed is being installed for my version of Toronto Union Station, which has 6 tracks and 4 platforms. I made minor adjustments to the original track arrangement to increase the spacing, as I had designed the tracks with either insufficient clearance or too much clearance. I sanded the roadbed level again and ensured the upper surface was completely flat. I had a goal of being able to drive the Golden Spike before the holidays, so I planned to complete only the main line in the station. The additional platform tracks would be worked on during the winter break. So to do this, I needed to build 5 turnouts and attach them to 3 crossovers. I'm still refining my turnout building and learning new approaches, but it still takes over an hour to build each assembly. This is the time-lapse video of me completing a turnout, minus sawing the gaps and the frogs. Instead of trying to install the turnouts and crossovers in their exact location, I pre-built basic sub-assemblies on the workbench to make it easier to align the final points. I needed to get all the station tracks as evenly spaced and as parallel as possible, as when I start manufacturing passenger platforms, I can only afford to have the slightest differences in track widths. I switched up my approach for installing track. I used latex caulking as my adhesive in the past, but I found it much easier and neater to pin and weight the tracks in place, and then glue them with superglue and an accelerant. I installed the last of the tracks on the east of the station and was really happy with how they turned out, until I tested some passenger equipment. The mainline track is all roughed in. It's all ready to go. I just have a few solder joints, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just bring a few trains around the bend here. They can't pass through the turnouts yet, but I thought it'd be nice to sort of look at them and enjoy some running trains, and I discovered I'd made a mistake. So here is 2 passenger trains parked on the curve. You can see this radius is a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be, and you could not design closer tolerances than I've managed to get away with here. So the point is, before I go much further on the layout, I would rather ease these curves and make this a little more acceptable. I was really excited to get this main line running in the next day or so. I am going to redo this. I temporarily extended the upper deck with some scrap masonite and calculated the new curvature of the track. I increased the radius from under 11 inches to a more generous 14 inches. With the track replacement finished, I tested the newly completed main line, driving the golden spike, or in this case the golden solder joint, and running some trains. Just in time for the holidays. I'm going to spend the holidays working on other turnouts for Union Station and figuring out how I will control the turnouts and the power blocks. As this year comes to an end, I want to sincerely thank everyone who's participated in this project, offered their support, and given suggestions along the way. I'm grateful for the community I found here, and I wish everyone the best in the new year. Thanks for watching. See you in 2023.